Training your dog on HiddenFence system, a step-by-step guide. Before we get started with training, let's go over 5 main do's and don'ts, how to take your dog for a walk now that you have a HiddenFence, and how to size the collar for your dog. Do's. Regularly check to ensure your dog's collar is fitted properly. Train at least 2 to 3 times per day, totaling at least 30 minutes. Begin and end every training session with play, praise, and treats. Play with your dog and explore in the safe area more than you train in the boundary area. If your dog ever becomes scared, nervous, or overwhelmed, stop training at the boundary and use treat stations. Play and praise to relax your dog before continuing. If you know your dog has a nervous personality, begin and end every training session with treat stations and create safe spots or home bases that you go to regularly. Feel free to be flexible with the schedule of training based on how often you are able to train and how your dog is learning. Most dogs generally follow this schedule, but feel free to adjust if needed. If you have multiple dogs, be aware that they will likely learn at different paces. Don'ts. Do not forget to remove the collar at night, 8 to 10 hours off per day. Do not call, force, or encourage your dog into the fence in any way. Do not have your dog off leash until you are absolutely sure they have earned it, usually about 1 week. Do not leave for a walk without taking off the collar and giving your dog permission. Also, remember to take off the collar if your dog is in the car with you. Do not go up more than 2 levels per day on a 10 or 13 level collar, or 1 level per day on a 5 level collar. Taking your dog for a walk. To teach your dog to exit the system, you will need to choose a gateway. In most cases, the driveway works best. Always remove the collar before exiting the yard. Use your walking leash and approach the gateway. Stop and have your dog sit a few feet back from the boundary. Then choose a command you would like to use to give your dog permission to cross the boundary. The words out or go or walk are possible choices. At first, they may be hesitant to cross the boundary with you, but after a while they will become more comfortable with this process. Use treats to encourage them to cross if needed. We do not recommend having more than 3 gateways, and it is very important that everyone who walks your dog uses the same process and command word. Start every session with a favorite toy, treats, and plenty of praise to make sure your dog is comfortable and having fun. Also, make sure to explore the safe area more than you train in the boundary area. If you have a nervous dog, place a small dinner plate, rock, or piece of wood in the center of the yard that you can repeatedly place treats on that will become a comfortable, safe spot. If you have questions along the way, please text us at 612-470-1053 or call 952-201-6155. Phase 1. Leashed. With your dog on a leash and the collar on level 1, casually walk them to the boundary. When your dog enters the signal area and the collar activates, gently guide them back into the safe area. If you cannot hear the collar tone, draw your dog back once they reach the flag line. Praise enthusiastically and occasionally reward with a treat. Randomly approach other areas of the boundary and repeat the process. Every few times, allow your dog to linger for a couple of seconds before pulling them back to see if they are responding on their own. If your dog is showing a response on level 1, continue to train at that level and move up as needed. Your dog avoiding the boundary or being startled by the beep are both considered responses. As the training progresses, we suggest a 3-strike rule. If your dog makes 3 mistakes at a level, consider moving up to the next level. However, do not move up more than 1 level each day on a 5-level collar or by 2 levels each day on a 10 to 13 level collar. You should create occasional distractions by throwing a toy or treat beyond the flag line. Do not allow your dog to retrieve the toy or treat. Instead, retrieve it yourself and give it to your dog in the safe area. Give your dog about 10 treats in the safe area for every treat you throw into the boundary. The first phase is considered successful when your dog consistently retreats without your prompting and refuses to approach the boundary as you approach. For each successful attempt, be sure to praise your dog. Phase 2. Dragging the leash. By now, your dog should show a noticeable response to the correction and be respecting the boundary the majority of the time. Focus 80 to 90% of your training time in the safe area to keep them comfortable. With your dog dragging the leash, play and create distractions by throwing toys or treats into the flag line. You can also have family members step to the other side of the flag line, but do not call your dog from the other side. Take advantage of naturally occurring distractions like squirrels and neighbors as well. If your dog enters the boundary and does not immediately retreat to the safe area, pick up the leash and return him to the safe area and lavish your dog with praise. If your dog reacts strongly, do not be alarmed, as it has more to do with surprise than with discomfort. The reaction will probably be less each time. Continue this lesson at a number of different areas around the boundary. Never call them into or across the boundary or try to distract them in a way that makes them feel you are asking them to cross the line, as this will confuse them. Once you achieve a correction level, we generally do not suggest moving back down. If your dog appears fearful or nervous, cease approaching the boundary line until they are comfortable in the yard again. Instead, focus on the safe area, praise them, play in the safe area, and use treats on the treat stations if you are using those. Phase 3, off-leash. By now, your dog should be in the habit of avoiding the boundary even with distractions and has earned the privilege of being off-leash. Continue to test them with distractions such as the ones mentioned previously as you continue to supervise them. It is not uncommon for a dog to cross the boundary again during this stage now that they feel more freedom without the leash and may temporarily forget about the boundary, especially with a distraction. Continue to increase the correction level using the 3 strikes rule. Begin this phase by walking around the yard, staying near your dog for close supervision, but continue to give more freedom as you can see they aren't crossing for any distractions. As they earn your trust, gradually give greater freedom by watching from farther away or watching from inside the house through your windows. Once you are watching from inside, gradually allow them to be outside by themselves for longer periods of time until they have proven for a few days in a row that they won't cross for any reason. Check on them frequently until they have completely earned your trust. Once they have, enjoy the peace and freedom of having a well-trained, safe, and happy dog.